Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, the Midwest's hottest vacation destination. I am your host, Jill Bauer. I'm PR manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. And if you're joining us for the first time today, our amazing destination is located on Lake Erie. We're between Toledo and Cleveland on Ohio's north coast. And joining me again is my co-host, Dayton Barnett, social media manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. Dayton and I get together and we come here to give you guys the inside scoop on everything happening here in our island and coastal communities. And we love to talk about the events and attractions that we think you'll want to know more about and hopefully come and visit. So Dayton, good morning.
Good morning, TGIF.
It is Friday. I know this episode comes out on Monday, but we're recording on a Friday, so we're looking forward to the weekend. Dayton, he's always out in the community, gathering content, sharing on our social channels. Lately, he's been out visiting a lot of our local restaurants, doing a Dine Local push, which actually ties in really well to today's topic because we're going to be talking about the upcoming Sandusky Restaurant Week. So let's start there. You know, you've lived in downtown Sandusky. I know you're not currently living here, but you have lived in downtown Sandusky. And of course, you get to visit a lot of our regional restaurants for work because, you know, tough job. But what places around here stand out dining wise as favorites for you around Sandusky?
I think, I don't know, it definitely is, it will be different for everybody because it's based on, I guess, what I like and kind of what matches my schedule. But I will say I spend a lot of my time at Dailies for lunch because they have a really good grilled chicken wrap, and I spend a lot of time walking across the street over to either Bake Erie or Going Crazy for a midday snack.
I was going to say Bake Erie. I had a feeling that you spent some time there.
Yeah, I go to like one of those two shops at least once a week, and it's just because it's right across the street. But,
of course.
But definitely living downtown, I've gotten to try a lot of the places, and you know, more and more come. We just got like what is it called? What the fried rice?
What the fried rice? Yeah.
So they're definitely growing, and I love to see it. So it's definitely a lot of fun. It's nice to have some food right here, so I don't have to go all the way out, you know, over by Walmart and stuff. It's not that far, but you know, it's nice to have it right here downtown.
There are a lot of options around the Sandusky area, and especially right here in downtown. I mean, there's so many different types of cuisine available, and there's, you know, fast casual and upscale. You can have a nice night out, or you can just grab lunch, you know, like you said, walk across the street and grab some grub. So we definitely are blessed to have lots of great eating options. So we're talking today about Sandusky Restaurant Week. What kind of things do you think we'll be able to see on our social channels during Sandusky Restaurant Week? What are you planning there?
Well, we're definitely going to have, you know, plenty of features of, you know, some of the places that are promoting, you know, special deals, discounts, or new menu items, especially, you know, some people will have special things coming out for that week specifically. So I'll definitely be getting around there. And I really want to try to actually get into some of these places. I've got a couple in mind to try to maybe make what that special thing is. You know, if it's a special pizza, maybe go in, do some social content to make one of the pizzas, or if it's like
like actually help, like actually learn how to make it.
I think it'd be really fun, you know, show that off, show that process off, post some of that stuff on socials. So like pretty much right now, you know, starting to get that going, to start getting some stuff pushed out for the week, just to get everybody excited to see what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, love to see it. And for the listener that doesn't maybe know Dayton in his other life, Dayton actually is a baker. He bakes. And I would not be surprised at all to see a collab with Bake Erie sometime.
At some point, who knows? I'm sure it could actually.
That would be awesome. So that brings us back to the reason that we're here today is to talk about Sandusky Restaurant Week. And we have an amazing special guest joining us to tell us all about it. And our guest is Mackenzie Spriggs. Mackenzie is the face behind Sandusky's downtown scene as the director of Destination Sandusky, which is part of the Greater Sandusky Partnership Organization. With a knack for making everyday life in Destination Sandusky a bit more exciting. Mackenzie has spearheaded projects ranging from our Sandusky's amazing bicentennial celebration, which was in 2018, I believe, to fundraising for the Jackson Street Piers stage, LED screen, and ice rink, all while ensuring these amenities are buzzing with activity. When she's not busy revitalizing the city, you can find Mackenzie outdoors, skiing, or exploring the local metro parks with her husband, Ryan Whaley, who is also the owner of a downtown business, the Paddle Bar. And of course, they love enjoying quality time with their furry companions, Blue the dog, and Bruce Lee, the three-legged cat. So welcome, Mackenzie.
Oh, hi, Jill. Hi, Dayton. I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, of course. So we're going to start out today. Just real quick, tell us a little bit about what is Destination Sandusky and basically what is your job? What are you promoting?
Great question, Jill. So Destination Sandusky is new. It was birthed out of the old Sandusky Main Street organization, but I am actually under the umbrella of the Greater Sandusky Partnership, which is our local scaled up economic development organization. And while we think about economic development regionally, a lot of what I do is making the communities and places that people live come to life on a day-to-day basis. And so just bringing vibrancy, providing things for people to do, and an emphasis on the businesses that make those places very exciting. So my work is primarily in Sandusky. In this one with Sandusky Restaurant Week, we're really promoting the great dining establishments that we have in town. We work on all sorts of stuff. So other things that people might have heard of are Party at the Pier. That's a free concert series that we produce every Thursday night.
Yeah.
In the summertime, it's really wonderful to listen to music on the waterfront. It's an incredible experience. Other things like the Sandusky Farmers Market. We work on beautification projects, working to fill our storefronts, and we have a retail program we're going to be rolling out soon. So it's a really busy job, but it's very fun because I get to work with small businesses, which are really the backbone of our economy. And they bring a lot of fun and life to places.
That is awesome. So, speaking of the small businesses, I get to loop it back to food. We are on the cusp of major Sandusky promotion, the annual Sandusky Restaurant Week. This year it runs from March 4th to the 10th, I think, and includes 20 local restaurants. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, and Dave, I'm so excited because I know that you're a foodie. I'm also a huge foodie, so I imagine that we'll be passing each other going to restaurants that entire week.
Likely.
Very likely. So we have 23 restaurants total that are participating this year. It's actually our 5th year doing this. It started, and we've been tweaking it every year, but it started 5 years ago with a couple business owners and myself. So it was Nikki Lloyd, who owns Otaco, Andrea Crawford, who owns Crush, and myself. And we were just talking about how we have these really great dining places that people get to, or our local audiences get to go to in the wintertime. And what can we do to make it more exciting for them or showcase to them some new products that might then roll out for our visitors over the summer? And how do we support our restaurant scene during our shoulder seasons? And so Sandusky Restaurant Week started with downtown, and this is the first year it is Sandusky, so this citywide. So we really expanded it based off of that. We have some great restaurants that are not within 9 blocks of downtown, and some historic restaurants, some new restaurants, and we also wanted to help spotlight them.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that it had expanded, kind of outside of the downtown area. What was the impetus of that?
I think that there were several people that wanted to be involved and that asked how could they get more involved. And so, like with any project, you're just constantly tweaking on the back end. I can already think of some things that will change for next year, but we are very excited because March 4th is right around the corner, and these 23 businesses are really ramping up for it.
What criteria then did you have kind of to decide who was participating, who was able to participate, which restaurants could be considered or be a part of, or was it just kind of open to anybody?
So, man, another good one. So we started with it being in March, that the weather is a little bit iffy, and we have lots of great places. So we have a lot of great places, period. But we have some places that only have seating outside or are seasonal in nature. And so we started with basically places that could offer in-person seating. And then people also had to be able to offer 2 courses. So we kind of did a deep dive at restaurant weeks throughout the state, looking at Columbus and Toledo and other places. And so we asked restaurants to be able to offer 2 courses. And a course could be, or one course could be a drink or a dessert in addition to that main entree. But as we were looking other places, just this idea of showcasing and making it really about the culinary experience was something that we chose to try out this year.
Off the top of your head, can you think of any of the places that are participating? I know there's 23. I don't know if you got all 23 in your head, but can you think of any of those places, and along with any of the special menus that you've noticed, or any special events that'll be happening during that week?
What I'm excited about is that this is a really good blend of long-time restaurants mixing with new restaurants. So when I'm thinking long-time restaurants, we have the Thirsty Pony, Cameo Pizza. Those are first-time participants, but that
they're
have
first,
existed.
because they weren't in downtown, right?
Exactly,
so these are, of course, iconic staples. Those of us that live here know that, but maybe somebody visiting from out of town doesn't necessarily know that these are local favorite places.
Exactly. So another Berardi's, Family Kitchen, Crush Wine Bar. So places that have been here for a long time, they're participating. And then Dayton, you actually mentioned that we have some new ones in downtown. So What the Fried Rice, Patina Porch over on the west side. So it's kind of this new and established businesses. Both will get to be featured. We have breakfast and brunch places, to fine dining, to your more bar or fast casual. So it's kind of running the entire spectrum and of what people want. I think you asked me if I could just share a couple menus. So people they got to take a couple different routes here. Again, I mentioned we're always adapting. And so Crush put forward that, this is their menu. The first course is a braised beet salad. The second course is crushed meatloaf, and then offered that for one price. Other places, it was more of pick one appetizer, pick your entree, and that's a set price. So What the Fried Rice chose that to kind of showcase the full gamut of their menu. So their first course, for example, some of those apps are edamame, pork egg rolls, miso soup, and then being a new
Krabby
restaurant.
Rangoon?
Yep, it's on there. It's funny, Jill and I ran into each other there.
Yep, recently.
We know our restaurants. Other places, Mr. Smith's is doing a morning, and then they switch to a lunch option. So their morning is a medium honey lavender latte with a Parmesan leek bistro pastry. Then for lunch, they switch to a crunchy Asian chicken wrap with a side salad. So, you can stop in and get your morning coffee, but this is now coffee with a bonus for restaurant week.
How cool is that? So it's this is a special thing that some of these restaurants are only offering during restaurant week, or is it kind of maybe they're testing out new menu items? How does that work?
Yeah, it's both. We have some really great chefs, and I think that they saw this as an opportunity to be really creative and showcase what they can do. So again, I'm very excited by J Bistro. They have a great chef there. And so they put forward a specialty menu that has things like barbecue rubbed shrimp deviled eggs. That's not on their regular menu. That's kind of something that they are trying out, and he's getting to show off just some of his culinary creativity and genius. And other places that are new to town, they wanted to present a really great deal for people to bring them in the door and encourage people to try them out for the first time. So again, It's been a lot of fun these last 5 years. We're really excited to see how it goes. We have a lot of great partners that I would be really remiss not to give a shout out to, including you all at Shores and Islands, Ohio. You're actually hosting our menus. So that can be found at shoresandislands.com/restaurant-week. Northern Hazard, the Sandusky Register, and the City of Sandusky, along with us here at Destination Sandusky. So it's really a big team effort, but what is really great is that we have so many businesses that are excited to do this, and they're excited to do this for their customers and the community.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Exactly. We're really excited about it too, and I can't tell you how hard it is to sit here and listen to all of those menu specials and things that they're doing and not have my stomach growl.
What everybody doesn't know is that we're recording this around the lunch hour, so just as an added torture.
So, I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, what particularly are you looking forward to? Is it trying out a new place or trying out a new menu item? Just you in particular, Mackenzie.
Oh boy, so I doubled, maybe even tripled my restaurant or eating out budget for the week.
Of course.
I'm very excited to go to some places that I think are maybe not always on my downtown radar. I love that the Thirsty Pony, for example. I've never tried their wings. So their wings are on their first course. They also added in that you get a tall beer included in their price. So they got a first course, a second course, and a drink for one price. And I think that's very cool. Cameo is doing something very similar. So I'm kind of excited. And I'd love to share too that some places we have a couple pizza options, including Brick Oven Bistro and Cameo, that have some things like that are meant for two or meant to share. A couple restaurants did that as they have larger portions or.
Never heard of that.
So I'm excited to both myself potentially over lunch and then also get some friends to go split, the cost of one of these. And I love that some people chose to include drinks in their menu or desserts. That's not something that I normally get, but when it's included in the menu, I can't say no.
Exactly. It's a bargain. It's an added value, right? I mean, it's just something that makes that experience a little bit more special. What have you heard, Dayton, from what Mackenzie's been talking about that maybe intrigues you as a foodie?
I mean, it's food. Hey.
It's all food. It's all good.
Honestly, I'm more excited about, because I can go to these places, anytime. But yes, you got some very special deals going on and a lot of new things coming out. So that's very exciting. Of course, I'm going to try to find some places with some awesome desserts to see what they got going on. Cause I just I spend a lot of money on dessert, like in a week. And I just like trying new stuff, trying new people's things. So I'm definitely going to try to get some of those places in. Yeah. And honestly, I'm just excited about working with some of these places to start reaching out to start working with some of them to start promoting some of their stuff because that's what I like to do and it's food, so it's just the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's combining your two favorite things.
Dayton, I totally think you should do a special on desserts, on the desserts of Restaurant Week. I'd love to smash some of those with you.
Yeah, I'll have to check out we can just do a taste test of all of them. I'll get a list and I'll just get all of it, throw it in the cover card and we'll just do a taste test video for everything.
Hey, and I volunteer as tribute as well. I can't miss out on desserts.
Literally, teamwork makes the dream work.
So, Mackenzie, is there anything else that you'd like to add relating to Sandusky Restaurant Week? Anything we missed?
I think just this is a great opportunity for our locals to try out someplace new, to go to a favorite and get a different spin on it. And so we really just hope that people come out and support our local businesses. March tends to be a little bit quieter of a time, and so people are putting forward a lot of effort. They also have a lot of excitement and around this, and so we hope to grow this in future years and include more businesses. And we just hope that the community really enjoys it because we do, like we said, have a great culinary restaurant scene, and we're really lucky to have them all year long.
So with all of this information, this is going to be a big week. Where can people go to find all of this information?
Yeah, so it's going to be all over social media. I manage the Destination Sandusky social account. I know that you're going to be doing it on Shores and Islands, Ohio. But for that look at the menus, those are being hosted on Shores and Islands website. It is shoresandislands.com/restaurant dash week.
Awesome. So, okay, one more thing before we, end our chat with you today. We also wanted to talk to you about another huge event that's coming up in about a month or so. Of course, we've talked about this several times on the podcast, but we're talking about the total solar eclipse that is happening in our region on April 8th. Many of our communities, many of our communities are directly in the path of totality, and we'll get to enjoy some of the longest durations of totality in the region. And you have been part of the planning for an event called Total Eclipse of Sandusky, changing the name of Sandusky to Sundusky, with events that are happening from April 3rd through the 8th, both for locals, of course, to celebrate being a part of this once-in-a-lifetime experience, but also to help guests that are coming in for the weekend prior to Monday. So tell us a little bit about those events, Mackenzie.
You guys, this is going to be such an epic time in our community. I am so excited. The city of Sandusky have been working really closely with their staff, and the city leadership opted to change the name just via proclamation to Sandusky during the days leading up to the eclipse.
That's amazing.
It's so much fun. This is a lighthearted thing. The name was really convenient, but everybody has really just leaned into it, and it's a great time to have a little fun, not take yourself too seriously, and really celebrate a cool cosmic event. So we have a lot going on. April 3rd really kicks it off for us with the Total Eclipse of Sandusky Festival. But April 3rd is an education event with the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Just a quick fun fact, their senior astronomer there was a Sandusky High grad. So shout out to Nick Anderson.
Cool tie-in.
Very cool tie-in. So he wanted to bring this to his hometown. That is free, but tickets are required, or registration is required as seating is limited.
Where is that being held at?
The Cedar Point Sports Center. So we're working with them. We're working with you guys. But that should be a really great educational opportunity for our entire community. It's really geared towards ages 8 and up. But Nick wanted to show some of the really cool gadgets they have at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History and bring this to his hometown. So we're super grateful for him. Then Thursday, April 4th, we have a contingent of people that love their Jeepses, and that is 4x4 on the calendar. So we are having a Jeep Clips, a celebration of 4x4s.
Fun.
I'm sure there'll be some ducks, there'll be some Jeeps, just.
Yes, what is the duck thing with Jeeps? I'm not sure about
I've never
that.
understood it. I think it's just I don't know.
It's just a Jeep thing. Yeah, I guess you have to be a Jeep owner to understand.
Why don't we go on April 4th and ask them?
Exactly. Where's that going to be, Mackenzie?
So everything that I'm speaking to now, April 4th through the 8th, is all happening on the Jackson Street Pier in downtown Sandusky. So that's April 4th. April 5th, we start out having movies using our Firelands Health LED screen. So we're showing Little Shop of Horrors, and they're having a plant takeover at the pavilion with the Friends of the Greenhouse. So the backdrop of that movie, Little Shop of Horrors, happens during an eclipse. That's kind of the tie-in there. Then Saturday, we move into...
Wait, are you going to have man-eating plants at the pavilion?
I think there'll probably be some Venus flytraps up there,
Okay.
But I can't say for certain. Saturday, April 6th, again, we're having fun. We're watching Twilight, the eclipse version of the Twilight movie.
In the series, yeah.
In the series, we sure are. So all the vampire lovers come on down for that. Continuing Saturday, April 6th through the 8th, that is when we go into a full music festival mode. So daily, Saturday and Sunday, bands will be playing 12 to 7 p.m. And then Monday, we're playing 12 until the eclipse time. So it should be a really fun celebration. The downtown businesses are getting super into it. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but there'll be some specialty products. I know Clag Beer is brewing something very special for the eclipse. So people are getting really excited about it, and we are going to make this a really memorable day.
What are some of the bands, do you know, that are playing?
So the Kinsman Daz Band is the headlining band on Saturday night. The Killer Flamingos are the headliner on Sunday. And then Monday, we have the Menus playing from noon until after the eclipse.
Until it starts to get dark.
That's right, until the world goes dark.
The important question here then is, are any of those bands going to play Total Eclipse of the Heart?
Oh boy. How did you know? So
Bonnie Tyler Classic.
Bonnie Tyler Classic. I think that she might be the most played song on my Spotify playlist this year, but in the lead up to this. But something Jason Worling, the recreation superintendent at the city of Sandusky, is a very punny individual. And so as they had reached out to all of these bands, one of the things they talked to them about was playing their own rendition of Total Eclipse of the Heart. So I think it will be very fun. You'll hear Steve Brownell play his version, the Menus play their version. And so it's kind of hitting the whole spectrum of, classic rock.
Oh, I love it.
To more, jazzy blues. And everybody is going to sing Total Eclipse of the Heart at some point while they're up on stage.
That's so fun.
Is it because I'm young? I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, we'll have to school you on it. Have you ever seen the movie Footloose? Is it related to that? No. We'll play it for you. I'll play it for you when we're done recording.
Okay, I'll start studying.
Okay. Dayton, I think you're going to hear about this one from listeners. I do have to say.
I probably will. And, look, there's plenty of things that everybody else doesn't know about this current day and age. And
exactly.
I will say your youth is such a benefit to all of us. So I can't wait to expose you to this. We have a couple 17-year-old interns around our office, and they teach me things all the time.
See, there's a benefit. And plus, good music is good music. I love music. So, if it's good, I'm going to be right outside with everybody, mumbling like I know the lyrics.
You'll know it by then. We got a couple months. Then we can hear Dayton's version of Total Eclipse of the Heart.
There will be 7 bands playing it at some point. So I think by the 7th time you'll have the words down.
Sweet. For sure. So you kind of touched on it earlier. You mentioned because there would be some events going on at Cedar Point. Is there any other events that'll be happening in the week or around and around Sandusky relating to the solar eclipse that you know of?
So there's a lot of stuff happening for the eclipse. I know that some businesses, for example, are hosting their own solar eclipse parties. There's a lot of education things happening for locals. And even if you're not local, I would just encourage you to check in with your local library. The libraries are covering this really well. Your guys' website, actually, at Shores and Islands is kind of our hub for the whole area, and that's shoresandislandseclipse.com. But there's a lot happening. Our local library here in Sandusky is bringing in a NASA presenter in the month of March. They also have a historian from The Ohio State University that's talking about the history of eclipses, because there's some really cool things. For example, in 1806, they called it Tecumseh's eclipse because the indigenous people knew that the eclipse was going to happen. And it was a way to bring all of the tribes together under Tecumseh. And so it was kind of nicknamed that. But there's been some crazy historic things that have happened with eclipses. So it should just be a really fun time. I know that I've learned a lot just dabbling in this the last year or two.
Yeah, so listeners, stay tuned if you want to know more about the total solar eclipse. We will have an upcoming episode. We're actually talking to somebody from our local planetarium, the Sidney Froman Planetarium, and we'll be talking all about this total solar eclipse and, the whole phenomena of eclipses. So keep listening in a future episode. And as Mackenzie mentioned, we do have the kind of hub website for all of the events events that are happening, not just in Sandusky, but all throughout the Shores and Islands region. And that is shoresandislandseclipse.com. You can also find it on our general homepage. If you just go to shoresandislands.com, you can see the 2024 total solar eclipse link right there from the homepage. So, Dayton, is there anything else that we needed to ask or add before we close out this episode?
I think I'm good. I mean, I'll see you guys out there.
Great. Mackenzie, anything else you wanted to share?
I said, let's eat our heart out, and I'll see you guys downtown and throughout Sandusky for Sandusky Restaurant Week, and let's have a really great eclipse in April.
Absolutely. We are looking forward to it. So we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Special thanks to Mackenzie Spriggs from Destination Sandusky for joining us today. Thank you for listening as always. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so that you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can find more information, including past episodes, online at shoresandislands.com. We'll see you next time on The Shoreline.